Am I the a-hole for kicking out my pregnant ex? Me 29 male, ex 27 female, we have been together for over 6.5 years, and recently found out she's 6 months pregnant. Only thing is, she got pregnant when I was out of town for work. So the time she got pregnant, I was not in the same country, let alone city, and she has admitted to a one-night stand with some random person at a friend's house party. She does not know this person and wants me to stick with her and help her raise the child. It has said she would put me on a birth certificate. I flat out said that it's not going to happen, and if I would take her to court, I have screenshots of text her admitting it's not mine, and I would not be paying a penny for her or her child. I own my house and everything is in my name, and I used to pay for her expenses, food and so on. All that has been cut off. She has a job, but it pays a fraction of what I get paid. I told her she has made her bed, and now she can sleep in it, and to essentially get the heck out of my house, and not bother me and go find this person she had a one-night stand with. So I kicked her out, and now her parents are calling me an a-hole for kicking a pregnant woman out. And they can't financially support her or the child if she tries to move back with them or the space for them. Am I the a-hole for kicking her out and potentially making her homeless? Now for the top comments. Not the a-hole for breaking up with her after cheating. How long were you out of town though that you can 100% say the child isn't yours? I would wait until the child arrives, do a DNA test, then proceed accordingly. Almost a month. She has admitted it's not mine. This was done after ultrasound. Rough idea was when it was bang in the middle of the time I was not in the country. Not stay home. In addition to all the other advice you've been given, please see your doctor about STD tests. You have no idea how many times she may have cheated, and without using protection, she put you at risk also. I also vote for you to go see a lawyer in your area now, so you can be sure you are doing everything you should legally. Yes, this. Don't be stingy on lawyers at a time like this. I wish I can say that we live in just a world, but we don't. So you're better off spending a bit on a lawyer now than get hooked for at least 18 years on a child that ain't yours. Not stay home. As a person who had 2 very high-risk pregnancies with tons of health issues, I'd like to say pregnant women are not these little snowflakes that melts immediately when they face a hardship. She cheated on you. You're not responsible for her or her kid if you don't want to, and she can deal with her poor choices. But you are not charity. If her parents are that concerned, they can take her in and look after her, and meanwhile ask her why she is a cheater. She has this backwards actually. If she needs money, she needs to track the actual father down via mutual acquaintances from said party and file for paternity. The courts will say it's his problem. If he can't afford to support a child as well as OP can, she should have thought of that before cheating mid-cycle without protection or plan B. Not stay home. OP shouldn't let her put him on anything official as the father either. I've read threads on here where that's like a lifetime commitment to support the kid, and legally hard to charge, if even possible. It is, and it's ridiculous. Thank God they're not married. In Michigan, she could name him on the birth certificate, and if she gets any state aid, the state will initiate a case against him as the presumed dad. Obviously, it's all state-dependent, but he needs to be ready to contest this since in some states, if you don't do it by a certain date, you're stuck being dad until the kid is 18. Not stay home. Why should any of this be on you? Move on and find someone else trustworthy. Her parents obviously care about her and are defending her, so she has someone to turn to. She shouldn't be homeless or friendless while they are on her side. Next story. Am I the a-hole for refusing to sell my horse? Me 24 female and my boyfriend 26 have been dating for around 9 months. I've been riding horses since around 4 years old when I started taking lessons. When I was then, I started helping out this girl at the stable with her horse lady. At 12, she told me she had to sell her due to time/interest. It asked if me and my parents wanted to buy Lady. Luckily for me, my parents were able to buy her, and she's been mine ever since. She's my bestest friend and I love her a lot. When I started to date my boyfriend, I was very honest with the fact that my horse takes a lot of time, and he was fine with us. One single, I could spend like 3 to 4 hours a day in the stable. But as we started dating, I cut this down to about 3 hours every other day, as this is roughly how long it takes for me to do all the cleaning, /preparing food /riding. Also, most of my friends are at the stable, which obviously means this is also social for me. The other days, I would not ride and try to spend less time talking, which would make it about an hour. After about 6 months, he told me I spent too much time at the stable and I should prioritize my relationship more. And somehow his family got involved, and saying it was strange to prioritize the way I did. I wasn't comfortable with this, but I am a bit of a pushover, so I agreed. At first, this meant cutting down the time at the stable, but it has evolved into cutting down riding days. Now I ride about 2 days a week and the rest I'm simply there to do the basics. All of this as quickly as I can, because otherwise, I know he'll be annoyed and pissed off for days and give me the silent treatment. I know my horse isn't really suffering from not being ridden as often as before, but I still feel very guilty that I'm always rushing around her. Then last night, he told me it was time to sell Lady. I laughed at him and asked if he was serious. He was. I told him no, and he said I needed to start prioritizing this relationship more. And I said I've done nothing but prioritize this relationship. We argued about it, and he apparently thinks I can just put her down as she's old anyways. I was furious at this. I told him that was absolutely not happening, and I would never sell her. He said that any reasonable person would sell or put down their horse in favor of their boyfriend. And the only reason I wouldn't is because I only hang out with other insane horse people. So I come to you, reasonable people of Reddit. Am I the a-hole? Totally not the a-hole. Your boyfriend sounds controlling AF. You worked hard to compromise with him, but he keeps moving the line until he eventually gets everything he wants, and you have sacrificed everything important to you. A lot of abusive partners start the cycle by trying to isolate their partner. You have a whole support network at the barn, and he wants you to give all that up in addition to your horse who is like a member of your family to you. This is super messed up, and a huge red flag. I know it really hurts, but be grateful he's shown you who he really is, and how he doesn't prioritize or frankly care about your feelings and well-being. I'd run, not walk away from this guy. He sees something you love and wants to take it away from you. That should be enough right there to warrant a red flag. But I really love this comment about the support system. Keep them around you and leave him. So many red flags. Not stay home. Slowly escalating demands that you give up your hobbies and things you care about is a classic abuse tactic. Making you feel guilty about the way you spend your time, especially when you've always spent your time that way, is a classic abuse tactic. Trying to force you to get rid of people or animals you care about is a classic abuse tactic. I'm starting to sound like a broken record here, but best to get out while that's the only thing broken. These tactics are meant to break your spirit, your will, your confidence, and your self-worth. Those are all far too valuable to allow him to break them. Plus, most of her friends are at the stable. She's already cut down her socialization time with her other friends in order to spend more time with him. And now he wants to get rid of any reason for her to go to the stable at all. That's classic isolation. Not stay whole, keep your horse. Your friends probably miss riding with you. Time for your boyfriend to compromise or get out. What the ever-loving heck is this? He wants to kill your horse. Fire the man into the goddamn sun. And wonder how he managed to date IRL Gaston. Not stay home. Edit. So I never expected this to get as much attention as it did. I'm very overwhelmed and thankful for all your kind comments and messages. I'm currently sitting with Lady in her stable, crying my eyes out because this has been such a wake-up call for me. My boyfriend left to visit his family and friends at his old town earlier today before I posted. So for everyone worried, all is well for now and I will handle this ASAP. First, I need to go home and sleep. Thank you all for being wonderful. Next story is titled, Am I the a-hole for demanding my boyfriend to pay me for a replacement phone after he threw out my old one? Hello, I, female 32, met my boyfriend, male 37, about 9 months ago. He has 2 kids, 4 and 6 both boys, from his previous relationship. His kids are adorable, and I love spending time with them. However, we do not live together yet. So last week, he had a work trip and asked if he could bring the kids to stay with me, and I approved with zero hesitation. The boys came over and we took the entire day doing fun outdoor activities. We got home in the evening and I decided to post one video I took of the kids playing with the snow. I posted it and got a number of likes. I tagged my boyfriend as a surprise to let him know how much fun the kids had. But when he got back, he was furious with me for posting a video of the kids without permission. He pitched a fit and went on about how I overstepped, invaded his and the kids' privacy, and betrayed a sense of security thought I had for the kids. I was flabbergasted by his reaction. I said, "What's the big deal?" And he literally started shouting at me and berating me, insinuating I should never have done that. He demanded I delete the video, wipe it along with any other videos and pictures I took of his kids off my phone completely. I was going to do what he asked, but I found that he took my phone and threw it away. He only gave my SIM card. I lost it, asking why he did it, and he said that I created this situation and made him do this. I called him unbelievable and demanded to pay me for a replacement phone as soon as possible, but he said he wasn't responsible for my mistakes. I argued that he massively overreacted, and he should have let me know he didn't want the kids to be on cam. And he just kept going on about how I violated his and his kids' trust and privacy, and how it's never an overreaction when he's trying to keep their privacy intact. I kept demanding for a new phone, and he's refusing. So, am I the a-hole? I do feel like I should have spoken to him, but I think I have the right to not want my phone thrown out over a small mistake. Now for the comments. And so begins the free childcare. Not the a-hole. Okay, sure. If he doesn't want his kids' images on social media, he could have told you. But throwing away someone else's property is theft. This is a big red flag for how he will react in most situations he doesn't like. Yes, he should replace your phone, but I very much doubt he will. I'd also cut ties with him because you don't need to be treated like that. And did his ex even know you had kids alone with you? Can we talk about the huge, blazing red flag of "you made me do this to you"? Because damn, that's an awful big red flag. Anybody who says you made them throw out your stuff or hit you or belittle you or whatever horrible behavior they're showing, that's not a person to keep in your life. That's a person who can't take responsibility and will blame you for what they do to you. Hope he's not the a-hole and should run from this man. Whoa, throw that whole man away. While he had a right to ask you to take down videos of his kids from social media, he had zero right to throw away your personal property. Not the a-hole. OP, his reaction is just plain scary to me. I totally understand getting upset about his kids being on social media. You never post kids' pictures without parents' permission. The way he overreacted to it throws up red flags and question marks. The simple adult answer is to just delete the pictures. He went to the controlling extreme of becoming unhinged with your phone. Either he is a serious control freak, there is something about this relationship with the kids you don't know, or something way more going on than obvious in this post. Now for the last story. Am I the a-hole for continuing to accept extra help from my ex and his family, even though his fiancée doesn't like it? I have a 4-year-old daughter with my ex. I would say we have a pretty great co-parenting relationship, and he and his family have helped me more than I would have expected them to. He is engaged now, and his fiancée, Laura, is the biggest fan of mine. I know she's told him she doesn't like how much she helps me, and she expects him to stop after they get married. I assume he refused, because she decided to come speak to me woman to woman. The main things she wants me to stop are 1. Stop accepting so much money from him even if he insists. 2. Move out from the apartment my daughter and I live in for free and find my own place. 3. Stop going on family vacations with him. 4. Stop having family dinners with him. 5. Stop attending events his family hosts. I told her no. She got upset and told me I should understand her perspective and why this wasn't fair for her. That I didn't need half of the things I accepted from him, and I was just milking him like a cash cow because I had his daughter. She said that since they were a family now, I should realize the dynamic between us has to change, and no partner would be okay with how things are now. I told her no again and asked her to leave. Am I the a-hole? Not the a-hole. She's being incredibly insecure and petty. He's taking care of his child. You will both always be there, so she needs to get over it. Move out of your apartment? No. I hope she treats your daughter right when you're not around. The only part I could agree with cutting out would be you going on family vacations with him. Unless it's some big sort of family thing, in which case still, who cares? She's threatened by you. I even think the family vacations are nice if they are for their daughter. I think it is really healthy to show their kid that family doesn't just mean being married, that her parents can recognize that the three of them are still a family even if mom and dad are no longer romantically involved. If his fiancée has issues with her and her daughter's existence, then she should not be marrying a divorcee with a kid. Opie should stand her ground and do what is best for her daughter. I agree with the knowledge still being a family even though there is no romance anymore. But I feel like now that dad is engaged, the fiancée should also join these family holidays because she is about to be a stepmom and part of the family too. Not stay home. Unfortunately for Laura, his child and you come with him. I don't think you need to stop having a positive co-parenting relationship because she feels threatened. You'll always be in her life if she decides to go through with a marriage. I would actually have a talk with your ex and let him know what she said. There needs to be boundaries in place with her as she's overstepping, and you should make it clear that she's starting things and you don't appreciate it. If she has a problem, she can speak to her fiancé. I feel like she has already addressed it with him and he's not changing how you guys function, so she thought she could come to you to get you to back off. It's interesting that she made this approach by herself. I wonder what, if anything, fiancé has said to the father about this. I'm betting she didn't tell him she would be approaching the ex. I'm going to go against the grain here. You're the a-hole. I think it's fully reasonable that she's uncomfortable with this. It sounds like he's completely supporting you financially, paying for all your living expenses and then some. He should be paying child support, but you should otherwise support yourself as an adult. Family vacations and events are a little weird. You're acting like you're still a couple. Of course his fiancé is uncomfortable with that. This is how I felt. I'd ask Opie if he is completely supporting her. Because there's a huge difference when someone is supporting their child and when someone is supporting the child and the mother.